Welcome! Today, I'm on Polearms Only, but it's not my Polearm Only account. It's a Global Enthusiast account. It's Mr. Kek's account, Kekvin. Kekvin has asked me to try to fix his Polearm Only account because I am better than him at Polearms Only. No, I mean, well, okay, I do think I have more technical knowledge than Kekvin, but notably, I'm also substantially more invested. Kekvin is literally just AR-57 probably today, and I, on my Polearm Only account, am almost I'm halfway to AR-60. Now, Mr. Kek has gotten 9 stars. Gotten 9 stars in Polearms Only in the last cycle, and it seems like, oh, he got 31 stars a little while ago. Okay, not bad. Yeah, it seems like he hasn't exactly done much in Abyss on Polearms Only, to say the least. Meanwhile, I have been able to 36 star every cycle consistently since getting Yao Yao. And notably, I was about AR 56, I believe, shortly before I first 36 starred Abyss. So, you know, as far as like resources invested goes, theoretically, Kekvin has enough resources to 36 star at least some Abyss cycles on a Polearm Only account. But today I'm going to try to fix everything. And anyways, if you're interested in seeing more, you know, account fixing videos and whatnot, subscribe or whatever, because I plan to do more of them. Anyways, point is, you know, I have a lot of experience in Polearms Only that Kekvin does not have. I am more heavily invested into Polearms Only in, like, kind of every regard. You know, we're going to go through his characters, and we're going to go through his builds. The one thing we are going to try, we are going to see if I can 36 star this Abyss on Kekvin's account. This Abyss cycle for my Polearm Only account is, in my opinion, the easiest cycle I have ever had to 36 star in Polearms Only. Compared to the previous cycle, wherein, you know, you have the Pyro Lectors, that took me like 12 hours. Point is, if there's any Abyss that's doable for Kekvin's Polearm Only account, it's probably this Abyss. It's a relatively easy one. It's not to say it's going to be easy, it's just relative to other Abyss cycles, it is easier in my mind, at least for a Polearm Only account. Ultimately, how easy a particular Abyss is for you will depend on like your investment and what kind of characters you like playing and have available to play. By the way, I noticed Kekvin, when I logged into his account, he had this team, which Chevrus and Raiden, Chevrus and Cyno, I really like them together. Chevrus makes Cyno and Raiden on like normal builds on them actually pretty competent, and I'm curious to see what his constellations are at for particularly Raiden and Chevrus. I have no idea how many wishes he's done. But you definitely don't want to do Cyno and Raiden together in the same team with Chevrus. Not that it matters for Overworld necessarily, but blah blah blah, I digress. Let's get into the mess of characters and artifacts and whatever he has. We'll see what's going on here. Actually, first things first, what he's at, okay, he has like no wishes. Raiden constellations before Chevrus existed, in my opinion, weren't super relevant on a Polearm Only account, but with her existence now they kind of are, so we'll see. Maybe I'm gonna guess he doesn't have C2. Let's actually just check that first. Yes, C1. Okay, C1 itself is not very good. What about Chevrus? Oh no. Oh, okay. So, Shenhe plus Rosaria. Oh, he's using this skin with Rosaria. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I don't agree with this. Switch. There we go. Account fixed. Done. Video over. So, as far as like buffers go, right? There's no Bennett on Polearms Only, and there is no, you know, Kazuha on Polearms Only. Chevrus is the closest thing we've gotten to a Bennett, though, on Polearms Only. But with that said, Caesar Chevrus is still more than functional. It's just she can potentially do much more for Polearms Only with her C6 than she would for a normal account because of Polearms Only's lack of buffers is why. So that's a bit unfortunate, but that's realistically not going to happen for him. Put 2 tenacity, 2 emblem on her. Okay, okay. Well, no, I'm getting distracted. I don't want to look at builds too much yet. I want to look at what its constellation levels are, and whatever, real quick, just to get. Oh no, bro, what is wrong with you? Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Kekvin. You have literally no excuse for this. C4 Xiangling is like the most important constellation for Polearms Only. The most important. It's far more important than Raiden C2. It's more important than Chevreuse C6. It is more important than Hu Tao C1. You don't have Hu Tao C1, that's fine. Although, I think you have Homa. Yeah, I did know. Okay. Ah, boy. Ooh. Why? Bro, you're on a Polearm Only account and you've like never wished for any Polearm characters. Oh, yeah, C1. I mean, okay. No, it's fine. C6 Candace is also pretty important. She's the only Hydro on the account, and this gives her more Hydro, so, you know, oh boy. Yeah, I see why Mr. Keck has problems. He hasn't summoned for Polearm characters on a Polearm Only account. That is his issue. So, anyways, as far as C4 Xiangling goes, this makes her burst last a lot longer. It's very important. I think Xiangling is in the shop right now. She is. Oh, you have made a big mistake. If you are someone who converts all your star glitter and you can get meaningful value out of some of the constellations, stop converting them to wishes. Stop it. I hear you going in the comments. You're like, rah. I hear you. This Xiangling is 7 wishes. You want to know what 7 wishes is? 7 wishes, most likely, is going to be 7 copies of a Fairest Shadow, or a Skyrider Sword, or a Debate Club. In Mr. Kekvin's case, the Lantern Rite selector is coming up soon. He could literally have gotten C4 or C3 Xiangling from the shop this month, right? And then Lantern Rite is the next patch. He could have gotten C4 Xiangling. Bam, he has the most important constellation in the game. But because I presume he has continued to convert his stuff for wishing content, which is a big mistake, like, he doesn't have C4 Xiangling. And honestly, I think, like, he's had a Polearm Only account for the same amount of time I had. He should have had plenty of time to, like, wish on banners. Like, when you're only running Polearm characters, you kind of gotta sometimes pull for 4 stars. Like, I would have been pulling for C6 Chevreuse on my Polearm Only account, even if she wasn't on Raiden Shogun's banner, right? So, I don't know. I digress. If anything's gonna prevent me from being able to clear Abyss, it's probably this. Real quick, we gotta look at his weapons. Okay. Why does he have Catalyst characters equipped with... Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Oh dear, so... where to even begin here? So, when you're only using Polearm characters, right? A problem you have is that in Abyss, you need 2 teams, right? You need 2 teams, 1 on each side of the Abyss. And that means that you need 8 total Polearm weapons to equip to different characters. Which is to say that I have justified wishing more than I would normally recommend wishing on a weapon banner when on my Polearm Only account, specifically because I needed more Polearms to use for my Polearm characters. The 2 really rough things that I'm noticing here immediately is not like, oh, he doesn't have enough 5-star weapons, it's actually he doesn't have enough Fabs. Only 2 Fabs. Also, you haven't even leveled 90 this one. Bro, like, what? Come on, dude. Like, to be clear, I haven't level 90'd all of my Fabs, but I have like 7. So, anywho's, like, not every Fab needs to be level 90, but Xiangling, you know, she likes the base attack. You should level 90 your Fab for Xiangling, good lord. But anyways, the point I'm trying to say is he doesn't have much weapons available, and that is a big problem. This is, like, going to restrict my ability to configure teams that perform satisfyingly well. This weapon is actually a good weapon. I would make use of it if I didn't have as much weapons as I had on my account. But it should be level 90. Like, bro, just do the 1 day extra of farming. So as much as I'm ragging on him, it's like from like a place of, hey, you know, if you do want to succeed in like, you know, clear Abyss on Polearms Only, it's possible, but you, like, you know, you gotta at least do the obvious things, bro. So, having Staff of Homa for Hu Tao was nice, though, because, you know, then that frees up weapons for other characters. Fabs. Also, what the F? I just noticed. Bro, why is the catch? Why? Kekvin has just done way less wishing than I have. That's all this really shows, honestly. Anyways, point is, the catch, this is really sad. Like Kekvin, you have a Polearm Only account. The catch is genuinely one of the best weapons in the game, period. And you went to the effort of fishing for R1, but you didn't go the extra mile and get the refinements. The refinements are very valuable, but you do it once, you get some free crit and some free damage bonus. It's a no-brainer. Like, it makes no sense not to get the... Oh, bro. Anyways, let's look through the individual builds, and then I'm gonna comment on Raiden last, because she's obviously on a traditional emblem build, which is fine now, actually, because of Chivalrous. Xiangling, emblem, that's a Xiangling build. And like, this is more than fine, to be clear. It's not a crazy Xiangling. I would prioritize giving the better emblem artifacts to Xiangling on Polearms Only over Raiden, because Raiden has other build options. Chivalrous, she's on this set. She should really be on 4-piece noblesse, is what I would recommend on a C0 Chivalrous for most accounts in general. But so if Chivalrous goes down to, you know, 35,000 HP, which honestly I think because he's using this weapon on her, which is a fine weapon choice, she would still be at 40,000 actually, even on noblesse. Like, he doesn't need 2-piece HP on her is basically my point. Or 2-piece emblem. Her energy needs aren't that high. He's even got some good noblesse options here. So he's got this piece. You've got options, Mr. Kek. You have the artifacts you need, they just need to be leveled up. Oh boy. So, Xiao, if we filter for animo characters, and we filter for polearm characters, there's only one character that's an animo polearm. And the best thing about animo is this set. I know it makes people sad, but Xiao does not make for a good DPS carry on Polearms Only. You can make decent teams with him, where he is, you know, contributing meaningful damage, to be clear. I've done it. I've done Xiao, Rosaria, Xiangling, and Zhongli before. But whether he's in that team as a carry, or he is in his better use case, which is just as a swirler to increase Hu Tao's damage for Mono Pyro and Xiangling's damage, then you want 4-piece VV. And he doesn't have a VV circlet. Can we fix that problem real quick? Okay, he's got a decent amount of fodder to throw away. Hopefully I don't actually need any of these. Wait a minute, did I just see a... Oh. Hey, we got a circlet. Perfect. There we go. There's your house circlet. Oh my... Okay. Blam. Fixed your Xiao. There you go. This is not ideal, to be clear. It would be ideal if you had a crit rate circlet, you know, so you could do an actual, like, DPS-oriented build on 4-piece Viridescent for your Xiao. But this is, like, what we got going, and this is more important. Shenhe, she's at 3k attack. She's probably not on Fab. She's on this thing. Okay. The passive is useless for Shenhe. 2 attack, 2 attack. Don't build your Shenhe this way. This is bad. You can increase her attack, which increases the amount she buffs a little bit, but she's only giving a damage bonus of 73% of her attack, right? If you consider the fact that Noblesse gives 20% attack, so doing 2-piece attack is giving you 16% attack more than doing Noblesse to Shenhe. What you gain is 16% of Shenhe's attack, so let's just do the math quick, right? Shenhe's base attack is 800. 16% of 800 is about 120. So that means Shenhe's skill is buffing an additional 120 flat attack for your cryo damage dealer, which is not nothing technically, but Noblesse doesn't buff just Shenhe's attack. Noblesse buffs Rosaria's attack, right? And Rosaria, so if Rosaria's on, okay, this should be leveled up to 90, so her base attack would be a little higher than that. So we're going to say her base attack is like 750, I think. 20% attack for Rosaria from Noblesse is 150 attack for Rosaria. On top of the fact that I can tell you the Shenhe team that I use with Rosaria usually uses Xiangling, and Xiangling also benefits from the attack buff, right? So this means Shenhe can also be a buffer for Xiangling. A minor buffer, but a buffer nonetheless. So, point is, Noblesse on Polearms Only especially is a lot better. Oh my god, bro. I don't know if he was going for a DPS build or something, but this is not how you build a Shenhe. This is, like, she is not functional. This is a dysfunctional character, a useless character as he has configured her, sadly. Her primary needs are her ER needs, and that's, like, basically it. Other than just having her on Noblesse, and ideally attack percent main stat for all of her artifacts. So maybe with some lucky rolls we can get 4-piece Noblesse going on Shenhe. And ideally, her main weapon to use would be Fav. The weapon with attack percent in its substat is not bad. It should probably still be level 90. Level your weapons to 90. If we do stick with an attack percent weapon, the notable thing with that is that we would want an energy recharge timepiece. Ideally with attack percent substats, so yeah, something like this actually would be perfect. Oh wait, no, his circlet already has ER, so it'd just be about the goblet rolling ER. Okay, good. Kekvin has a decent amount of fodder. Oh, actually a lot of fodder. Okay, good, good, good. We got some wiggle room here. Level this to 4 and hope for ER. Oh, we'll work on leveling up some pieces later. Bro, why? Okay, I was just gonna check if we could farm for this today, and we can farm for it today, but we don't exactly need to. Why does he have 13 of these? Why? He also has enough for this. He just didn't level up this one either. Okay. Prototype Star Glitter uses it. Okay. Well, he has enough for both. Well, I don't know if he was saving those for some godforsaken reason. I don't understand. How do you wind up with this many of these? Whatever, it's fine. Blam. We're just ascending this. And look at that, level 90. I think that's perfectly fine to do, to be clear, because this is probably going to stay on Shenhe due to Fab being needed on other characters. Alright, Zhongli, as mentioned before, is already fine. Shenhe's fine. Hu Tao. So we have a Homa build on Hu Tao. What artifacts? 4-piece Shimenaos. Okay, good. This is a Hu Tao ratio of all time, that's for dang sure. I'm not going to rag on him for his Hu Tao crit ratio that much, because Hu Tao, when you have Homa, she ascends with crit damage and has a crit damage weapon. She's kind of just an absolute pain in the arse. Okay, so yeah, there's not really that much that can be meaningfully improved with this Hu Tao build, other than, you know, hey, it would be nice to have some more crit rate, but that's not really a easily solvable issue without, you know, RNG luck. Although this doesn't have ER or attack percent, but it's not the end of the world. Attack percent doesn't have, you know, the craziest of value on Hu Tao. It's not useless. She is an attack scaler. So we're gonna go for a Hail Mary. Let's roll all into crit rate and fix your crit rate. And no. Enough about Hu Tao. On to Yunjin. She is on Husk. Okay. Interesting. She is on Fab. She's one of the Fab holders. Her defense is very sad. What is... Okay, something's wrong with this build. Ah, I see. Ah, I see. Okay. Why did you farm this much? Maybe Mr. Kek just got really lucky. So Yunjin's a bit of a pain in the butt to build, to be clear. I recommend 2-piece Husk, 2-piece Emblem in order to try to balance her ER. The ideal is to get her to have defense build, so defense circlet, defense timepiece, without having to, you know, do a crit rate circlet for Fab procs or a ER timepiece. Oh boy, so let's see what we can do here. Alright, so nothing's leveled up, to be clear, but I put this emblem piece on Yunjin for ER, and then this piece we had before, this goblet we had before, and then I put this off piece as a timepiece, and then this circlet. Circlet is probably the least important level right now, so I mean, without the defense percent pieces leveled up, right, we're already at more defense, which is important because that's what her buff scales by, and we're at 203 ER, right? So I think we'll be mostly fine. We really want some ER rolls, to be clear. And we're going to start with leveling the timepiece, because this is the off piece and it's most important. Oh, where's all the ER? Okay, well, bye to this piece. Okay, we're going to try this piece. Hey, it rolled into ER once, yay. Oh, ER again, that's goal. Okay, perfect. Well, not perfect, not at all. But it's fine. Honestly, she's so low on crit rate that I think it might make more sense, you know, to swap Yunjin to something like Prototype Star Glitter, right? This helps fix her ER needs, and we're going to use these because he has them. So now she's at 230 ER. We no longer care about crit rate as a substat because we don't need to worry about Fav. Alright, so fixed Yunjin, 2500 defense and 230 ER. I really would prefer more ER. Potentially could fix that by, you know, leveling up this flower more. So actually, you know what, just for shirts and giggles, we'll swap Candace's and Yunjin's flower there. So Yunjin properly, like, with a good amount of build here, 240 ER. This Yunjin is now functional. It's really not that much worse than mine on my Polearms Only account. Mine just has, you know, enough crit rate and Fav to actually reasonably trigger Fav. This one does not. So that might make things a bit, yeah, I don't know. Yunjin without Fav is a bit rough sometimes, but we'll see how it goes. Mika is useless, he doesn't need artifacts, so I have an easy solution for fixing your Mika. And blam, there you go, fixed. To be clear, Mika can be used for physical Zhongli, but I don't think it's really worth doing at low constellation Mika. I think it's okay with C6 Mika. Rosaria. Okay, you are on this weapon, which is fine. The only bummer with this weapon is Rosaria can buff crit rate. Also, two-piece, no-piece Shimano was okay then. And we already talked about talents. Yep, you should level these to level 8, Mr. Kek. It's not that hard. I believe in you. This weapon is not a bad option for Cyno. Like, Cyno can make better use of this, and Rosaria can make better use of this. With decent Gilded Dreams artifacts, right? We could potentially have a pretty good Rosaria build going. Cyno should be on 4-piece Thundering Fury anyways. Okay, Cyno has decent pieces available for Thundering Fury. You'd have to do more farming to get Cyno on Thundering Fury properly, but you have it, so it makes more sense to use the Gilded Dreams for a Mount Rosaria build. And the circle's not leveled up there, right? But we have a good chunk of ER. This should be enough with Shenhe, in my experience. We're gonna level up this timepiece. Hey, there's a crit roll, very nice. This might fix our Rosarias, or it'll fix maybe okay, that's fine. I mean, there's no bad rolls here, to be clear, so it's everything's a win. This timepiece cannot possibly be bad. It would be nice to have crit rolls like that, because the crit ratio needs the most fixing. In particular, a crit rate roll at the end would really be nice to round it all off. And hey, let's freaking go. Cracked. Beautiful, beautiful piece. That's a better attack % timepiece than I have on my account. And so Rosaria is at 1584 attack. That's a little bit low. 72 crit rate with her passive that gives her crit rate. That's 84, right? Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm just going to steal the circlet from Cyno so we don't waste any more resources. And then we don't have to level up anything. So Rosaria is at 72 crit rate, 180 crit damage, 136 ER with 162 EM. I think she should hit pretty well with Shenhe. Candace, oh boy. So yeah, Candace, the main priority is just ER, realistically. So if we equip Candace for a Fab build, right, she has 42 crit rate, that should be enough to trigger Fab meaningfully well, and then 220 ER should be enough in my experience in most situations. And it shouldn't be that hard to get more ER just by, you know, leveling up some pieces that are not leveled up on her right now. Situation of this current Abyss cycle, Candace is not necessary. She is very important for many an Abyss cycle. She was the key reason I was even able to 36-star the Pyrolector cycle. That was from the previous patch, right? But for our cases today, we're just gonna sideline Candace, which is a rare statement from me because Candace is unironically one of my favorite characters. Almost forgot Yaoyao, by the way. Yaoyao's probably fine. She was using Fab. She's on 4-piece Deepwood. She has 192 ER. I have a much higher ER build on her. Because, why is she on EM? Okay. She should be on an ER timepiece. Blam, fixed your Yaoyao. Okay. HP is good. This should be leveled up. This is actually a perfect piece for Yaoyao. And then healing bonus. Yep, this is basically very similar to how I run my Yaoyao. I do have, you know, a goblet leveled up all the way on her. But all in all, 220 ER should be fine. Toma does have some potential Burgeon shenanigans. For today, we're not going to do that. I actually would prefer him on a shield-focused build. Alright, so I put Toma on a 2 HP, 2 ER build because he has a very high cost burst. 153 ER is probably not enough, realistically, but he's probably going to end up using something like Fab for today. Yaoyao is probably not going to end up getting used today in this current Abyss cycle here. So he'll probably have something like this, and I think this will be fine with Chevreuse in particular. One thing that might be worth doing, Kekvin, is if you have... Actually, I should check. Does he have any polearm billets? I'm not going to use his billets, because billets are nightmare fest to get any of. He has a lot... Oh my god, the amount of polearm billets he has, I want. I wouldn't use them all for Prototype Star Glitter, but it's probably worth getting an extra copy of Prototype Star Glitter, because for you, it's a poor man's Fab. Toma, to be clear, is a good holder for Fab, but, you know, instead of Yaoyao being on Black Tassel, Yaoyao could be on Prototype Star Glitter, for example, and that would help her a lot more. So Raiden, Mr. Kek. Hyperbloom Raiden is quite properly good. I see that he has farmed a little bit of 4P's Flowers of Paradise Lost. I'm gonna guess he does not have the full set on EM, to say the least. That is a good piece, though, and yep. Okay, yeah, that's fine. The upside is that Raiden does have actually a good traditional build team available to her now. So, you know, this build isn't the worst. He has really good artifacts on his Raiden. Like, this is really good, this is really good. This is a disgusting, absolutely disgusting attack timepiece. This is an onside goblet, it's not bad. And then this circlet is really good too. So all in all, like he actually has a pretty good traditional Raiden build going. With Chevreuse, I think we can actually see potentially decent damage from her. The main Chevreuse Raiden team that makes sense to use is actually Toma, with Chevreuse, Xiangling, and Raiden. And either Toma or Chevreuse should be on Noblesse. So, anyways, point is I recommend farming 4-piece flop Mr. Kek until you get full EM builds, because then you can properly do Hyper Bloom. The combo is pretty simple. It's just try to, use Yao Yao and Candace together. Candace will infuse Yao Yao's normal attacks with Hydro. She applies Hydro while you're doing her burst, which is applying Dendro, creating Dendro cores. Raiden triggers the Dendro cores. You got Hyper Bloom. Or putting Rosaria in the flex slot, and that is a team I have used to take care of a whole lot of Abyss cycles. It's not a very strong Hyper Bloom team by Hyper Bloom team standards, because the Yao Yao Candace combo is weirdly enough limited in single target ability, and it's a team that's a Hyper Bloom team that's better in AoE, because both Candace and Yao Yao have better AoE application than they have single target. I have no idea how well it's going to work without a C6 Candace though. So it's not something I'm going to try today in this video, but it's something that you should have the ability to do if you want to be able to clear any meaningful amount of content on Polearms Only. I'm so annoyed that he has R1 catch. Like, oh my god. I'm curious how this Raiden's going to perform with Chevreuse C0 on Polearms Only, but like, I think this team is not going to feel very good without C4 Xiangling. And I don't know, I think Chevreuse in general is not going to feel great on Polearms Only without C4 Xiangling. He really, really needs to get C4 Xiangling. I sincerely, Kekvin, if there ever was a time to spend some time grinding on Polearms Only for like Primo Gems, just doing more wishes, grind your life away so that you can get this consolation, and then you can get C4 Xiangling in the shop next month, in the next patch I should say, because this is important. this is really important. Okay, I am now proper out of fodder for leveling up Kekvin's artifacts. We still got his feather to level up, and then his timepiece and circlet have to, or sorry, his goblet and circlet have to level up a bit. But his Shen has 192 ER and 2762 attack without, finishing being leveled. So honestly, this is a very competent Shenhe build. Okie dokie, so there's a few teams I want to discuss real quick for you, Mr. Kekvin. On Polearms Only, these are some of my favorite teams right now. One of them is a Raiden, a traditional Raiden team with Chevreuse, and this team I really, really like. I do not know if it's going to work very well without C4 Xiangling, sadly. So, we'll see. But this is the one team I could say Raiden on a traditional emblem build, right, with the catch, although get R5 catch would be pretty performant. Like, she should feel pretty good. This team without C4 Xiangling is probably worse. I think this team relies on C4 Xiangling more than this team does. And basically this is the Shenhe Rosaria melt variation that I was talking about, and this is why I was like configuring Shenhe so much, is this team is one of the strongest teams on Polearms Only. Then Hu Tao, and this is the main other one which we're actually going to be using in trying to clear the Abyss here. And this is Mono Pyro Hu Tao. So I do a number of Hu Tao variations that are like Mono Pyro centric, and this is not the only one, but like this is kind of like the generic format. Xiao can be there for VV Swirl. You can also do Toma just on a shielding build instead of Zhongli, which can be useful in particular if you're not using Xiangling for Mono Pyro Hu Tao, right? Because you can do something like, say, do this team, which wants Xiangling on this side, on one side of the Abyss, and then on the other side of Abyss, you do, Toma as your shielder. Xiao can VV Swirl with Toma applying Pyro, and then you throw in Yunjin or something, for example, as your last slot. Because Yunjin can buff Hu Tao's normal attack damage a meaningful degree. This isn't what I always stick with though. Sometimes if I have Rosaria free, I just use Rosaria as a crit rate buffer, put Rosaria on an energy recharge timepiece, and then use her for buffing crit rate, and Rosaria gets a little bit of melt damage off field from, the fact that Hu Tao's applying Pyro, and then Rosaria gets melt, and, that's an option too. There's a surprising amount of options to make a Hu Tao team variation where Hu Tao's not like vaping like she normally is, but she's either an enabler for other reactions for someone like Rosaria, or she is just doing like all the team damage and you're focused full on and like buffing. So this is like a hyper carry mono Hu Tao team on Polearms Only. It's not necessarily the greatest, but I actually used this exact team variation to clear this current Abyss cycle the first time. Alright, so first team we're going to test, not against here, I'm just going to refill my energy against these buttholes. We're going to test this this Melt Shenhe Rosaria team, and reason being is just I want to see how this performs. This is a much lower investment, you know, version of this team than I use normally, so I'm curious if it'll perform well enough. Oh my, come on, I went to frickin' go fight Masanori because I wanted to test against him, but Kekvin hasn't done the frickin' Oh, okay, well, what are we gonna fight then? Another option for this team, by the way, is you could do something like Xiao, I guess, on VV instead of Toma here. The only problem is, you know, you want some kind of defensive utility, generally speaking. Not bad damage. Our ER is fine at least. Yep. Yep, everyone got the energy back. Okay. Yeah, this team works pretty well as long as far as like cycling energy goes. We didn't one cycle this dude or anything, but I wasn't really trying. I don't know, that wasn't bad. You saw the team dealing damage, so we'll probably try this team in Abyss here. Part of the idea with this team here, with Yunjin and Hu Tao together, is to try to mitigate the issue of Hu Tao using her stamina up with charge attacks. I really dislike the jump cancel charge attack playstyle of Hu Tao, and I'm also very not used to it because I'm used to C1 Hu Tao. So, point is, we're gonna do normal attacks because Yunjin go burr. I also don't have energy yet, but it's fine. Oh, we don't have paths, so I don't need to worry about that. This is so much less damage than I'm used to. But, I don't know, you saw the damage is good. I could have one-cycled there if I did things a little bit better, or whatever. I suspect Kekvin's not the best at doing jump cancels with Hu Tao, and therefore he should probably just use Yunjin, because it's a little bit more mindless and will still give a damage increase. The biggest problem with this team is just that it wants characters, like, notably Xiangling is a very useful character in many teams on Polearms Only, right? So, you know, you gotta kind of figure out what you're doing on the other side of Abyss if you're using Xiangling in any one given team. Let's see how this goes. Let's do things properly this time. I need to make sure I do this first, and then do this, and then we do that so that we snapshot all the attack buffs. Why did you go? Why? Bruh. Okay, let's not go invisible this time, butthole. Okay, and do that. And blam, nice 117,000. Not bad. I actually preferred this team with a hybrid Raiden build, but I don't think Mr. Kek can realistically achieve a hybrid Raiden build to a degree that's going to be that good. Anyhow, it's Abyss time. Oh boy, let's see how well I do. I am not very confident mostly because of not having C4 Xiangling. I think without C4 Xiangling, I'm relatively confident I could 36 star on Kekvin's account here, but we'll see. I'm going to test out some Melt and Hu Tao team variations while I'm going through floors 9 through 11 here and see how we do. Alright, Mono Pyro Hu Tao. Obviously, Xiao is not a very good VV swirler. I don't even think I said that earlier, but it doesn't really matter because he's the only one. Well, we 9-starred floor 9. That's as good as Kekvin did in the previous cycle. Okay, so like this chicken with this kind of team variation on floor 11 here, I'm pretty sure I was able to beat it. Like in the first rotation, I was able to get it down to like a quarter of its health. Versus being on, you know, a quarter of its health at the end of the second rotation here. Obviously, I cleared it fine there. We're at 27 stars, but I don't know. I'm not sure how floor 12 is gonna go. It's interesting. So the first time I cleared floor 12 on this cycle on my Polearms Only account, this was before like the Raiden banner and Chevreuse banner dropped. I cleared with these two teams. I think I'm going to try with Raiden and Chevreuse though on the first side instead of this, and then I'll use Hu Tao on the second side. This Shenhe Melt team, it feels good, honestly. Like I easily cleared through floors 9 through 10, or 9 through 11 with it, but not having C4 Xiangling, I felt it. I definitely felt it. So instead we're going to try this, and the reason I'm not using Xiao here is because Xiao's not going to be able to meaningfully, consistently swirl Pyro, so instead I'm just going to do Geo Resonance, Rosaria is now on an ER timepiece, so Rosaria is going to be a little bit of a crit rate buff with Hu Tao, which should help quite a bit. Attack percent. Let's go, Mr. QBQ. Let's see if Raiden with her frickin' R1 catch can crit. And of course I didn't get those paraparticles, but oh well. And blam. Hey, we crit. What a world. Imagine how much more damage it'd be with an R5 catch. I'm trying to dash around, by the way, to make sure Xiangling can get some more hits off. Okay, clearly we don't have enough energy on Chevreuse, but it's not really that important. I don't even know if it caught this particles. I didn't crit. Okay, not that surprising. Not that surprising. This is just your typical RNG Raiden build. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to use Raiden's burst. Normally I like to on my account I try to get through this play without having to use Raiden's burst when I played this team, but no such option here. And C4 Xiangling, not having C4 Xiangling here definitely is hurting a little bit. I'm not gonna use another Raiden burst. Oh, this is why I like Raiden on a hybrid build. This dude would be dead. Okay, I should have Raiden bursted. Okay, I might have to redo this. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna retry. This dude's being too much of a butt. Love the RNG on this dude. Doing different BS is the difference between like 10, 20 seconds saved if he does certain moves. Oh man, Xiangling's burst runs are so fast. Kekvin, how have you had a Polearms Only account this long? Like, more important than like a number of 5 stars is getting C4 Xiangling. It's that important. Oh my god. Also, your Raiden has no crit rate. Maybe having an additional crit rate from certain refinements on a certain weapon would help a little bit. Gee. I actually don't mind it that much. It's a nice enough boss for a control test actually, but the variance in his moves. It's just the variance. Oh come on, bro. The variance in its moves causes some inconsistencies in clear times that I don't like. It's like, okay, if you're in situations like we're in now, where we have to optimize clears, it's like, okay, now we're doing RNG against the boss, RNG for Raiden crits, and it's just like, yeah, like the more you can mitigate RNG, the better. And Kekvin has done the opposite of mitigating RNG. Okay, 8.5 minute clear. It took about 5 attempts for an 8.5 minute clear. Oh man, not having C1 Hu Tao. No, he raised up in the air at the wrong time, you actual butthole. Okay, well, I played pretty badly there, but I can 3-star, so I guess I'm redoing until I 3-star. Die, yes, frick, I hate that freaking Electro Bird, there you go. Okay. Chamber 2 is going to be a bit rough because of how many waves there are. Don't think Kekvin's Hu Tao is dealing consistent enough damage for me to be able to 36-star, but we'll see here. We'll give this a couple of retries. Big problem is this Raiden Chevreuse team, because it's, you know, our Xiangling is not dealing that much damage. It's very heavily reliant on Raiden's damage. And, you know, again, C4 Xiangling, you know, more invested Xiangling, hybrid Raiden would help out, right? Not killing this enemy in one rotation is a bit of a problem. That means that we're wasting a lot of time, a lot of potential damage that could have been used on the next enemy. Yeah, only 25 seconds again to deal with these. I don't think it's really doable. They take way too long to walk over to me.
I will have order.
Observe. Strike is one.
Yeah, but it's so close though. That was 10 seconds. Oh, can I optimize that by 10 seconds? I don't know. That's a tricksy one. So I think that chamber is 3-starable. C4 Songling also almost assuredly would have saved 10 seconds there, by the way. But, you know, we're also going to notice C4 Songling here because it's going to be a lot of damage downtime. Shungling can hard carry you through the Tulpa fight. Without C4 Shungling though. Yep, she's already gone. That's sad. Okay. Minute 25 for the Tulpa. It's not too bad.
This is order. Stabilize.
Strike is one. Judgment. Dance with me.
I definitely think that this chamber is doable.
Be a good audience.
Solidify. Order guide.
In fact, I might even do it here.
You're granted now. Not done yet.
Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. There you go. Cleared floor 12. That's unsatisfying. 8 out of 9. Okay. I'm gonna keep trying here. The main thing I gotta try to figure out here is actually, the feeling I've gotten, is actually trying to optimize these things. If I can manage to kill these slimes and the specters all in one rotation, I think I'm good. Yeah, but this keeps on happening, where one's freaking alive. You know what? This attack plus 40%, defense minus 15% card might actually help me.
There is no escape.
Check this out. I got you covered.
You asked for it. Drop your weapon. Get them.
Yeah, Shaoling's definitely doing more damage. Ooh, oh yeah, okay, that card helps. I don't know if it's enough. No, okay. Man, it's not enough to get through this dude in one rotation still.
Justice will prevail. Nice and spicy. There is no escape. Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal.
Okay.
Stabilize. Order guide.
Flex
Five.
Okay, one's dead.
You're granted now.
Oh, please, that was on 7 minutes. Oh, we did it. Well, there you go, Mr. Kekvin. I spent about 2 hours in this here, right. I can abandon challenge because we 36 starred now. There you go. That's Kekvin's first ever 36 star on Polearms Only. And now Kekvin himself just has to do it. And in summary, if you want priorities that you need to work on, get C4 Shungling, because that would have made that whole adventure, the whole 36 star adventure of mine, much easier. Get frickin' R5 of the catch, you absolute... Like, why? Like, get R5 of the catch! Alright, one last thing to end off the video. Mr. Kek gave us permission to do a celebratory temple. Well, he didn't know it was a celebratory temple. I didn't tell him that I 36 started. I'm going to let it be a surprise for him. And anyways, we're doing a temple on this banner because he said I could. So there you go. Blam, we're going to get C2 right at... No, okay. Well, no, we're going to get C6 Chevres all right here. Chevres right here. God dang it. Okay. Well, I lied, I guess. Or did... Oh, wrong fav. I tried to get him a C6 Chevres. I tried.